Hi Libra, and welcome to your horoscope for February 2025. Thanks for joining me. My horoscopes are based on the UK time zone, and please watch them in this order: for your rising sign or ascendant first, then for your sun sign, and finally for your moon sign. So I'm going to break the month of February down into 4 weeks, and I'm going to pay particular attention to what the moon is doing, how it moves through your chart, and how it supports you and on what days. So before I get into each week, February overall is a great month for stargazers because we have something called a planetary parade happening. 6 of the planets in our solar system have lined up, and by the end of February, Mercury, the communication planet, joins those other 6 planets to create this straight line of 7 planets up in the sky. So the whole notion of astrology is based on this thought that as above, so below, that what happens up in the sky has a direct influence on us down here on planet Earth. So the fact that we have a straight line means that it's going to be much easier for you to set goals and to move towards those in a straight line. So anything that has seemed really complex or overwhelming in the past, focus on those things in February, and you'll be pleasantly surprised at how much progress you make towards accomplishing those things and how much simpler everything seems to be. Week 1, Saturday the 1st until Sunday the 9th of February, so the first 9 days of the month. On the 1st, we had the moon in Pisces, and that was in your 6th house of routine and your physical health and the structure of your life. So that was a day to decompress, to recharge, and also to adapt your schedule so that you're not overextending yourself and that you're not putting yourself at risk for burnout. On the 2nd and 3rd, the moon moves into Aries and it goes into your 7th house of relationships. It joins Chiron, the wounded healer, also in Aries in that 7th house. So these 2 days are great to start new relationships, either with friends or colleagues or family members, to reach out, to initiate a new connection, and to overcome disappointments in the past. So if you felt that, I've had friends who I was close with and I couldn't trust and things fell apart, this is an opportunity to expand your social network, and to do that by initiating the contact yourself. So anyone that you're interested in or that you find fascinating, or there's something about them that you'd like to get to know better, make sure you reach out to people who are strangers and bring them into your life. On the 4th, 5th, and 6th, we have the moon then moving on into Taurus, and it goes into your 8th house of institutions and authorities, and it joins Uranus, the planet of the miraculous and unexpected and chaotic. And that's really interesting because it offers you a couple of things here during this 3-day period. One, it allows you to look at your investments, your savings, and to move those around so that you get a better deal, you get more interest on your money. It also means that if you're part of some sort of organization, or if you're locked into a contract and that seems to be totally ironclad and there's no way out, even if you've wanted to get out, if you look at that again during this 3-day period, you may find a loophole, or you may find a way to exit that early. It also means that if there are any organizations or companies or corporations where you want to expose any wrongdoing, you're able to collect practical and physical evidence during this 3-day period so that you can expose the organization for what it really is, which is kind of interesting. On the 4th of February, we have Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, and your ruler. That goes into Aries and it moves into your 7th house of relationships. So for the rest of the month now, Venus is encouraging you to start new relationships and new businesses. Anything that stems from within you, where you've had the notion that, hey, I want to build my own business, my own company, or I want to make new friends, or I want to start a new romantic relationships. Your ruler really supports you in doing all of that for the rest of February. Also on the 4th, we have Jupiter, the lucky planet, That goes direct until the 11th of November this year. So when a planet is retrograde, the influence is expressed inwardly. When it's direct, the energy is expressed outwardly. And Jupiter is in your ninth house of education, travel, and connection to the higher realms. And it's at 11 degrees in Gemini. So from the 4th of February until pretty much the end of the year, you're going to find that there are a lot more opportunities to travel, to study new subject matter, and to have spiritual breakthroughs. And Jupiter stays in that ninth house for you, specifically Libra, until July. So if there's anything that you have been curious about, maybe you've toyed with the idea, maybe I want to study some sort of new subject, whether it's maths or astrology or Reiki, Jupiter supports you in finding the right course. It is the lucky planet. It is the great benefic. And any plans you have for travel or for broadening your horizons overall, it supports you in doing that. What I also want to mention here is that Mercury, the communication planet, and your ruler Venus, they're direct all month. So expect very few problems when it comes to communication or transportation. And also expect very little roadblocks or things that prevent you from starting new relationships or new businesses. On the 7th and 8th, the moon then goes into Gemini and it joins Jupiter and the transiting ascendant in that ninth house. So these 2 days particularly, finding something new to study or visiting a new place, that will make you feel like you're following your own intuition. It will satisfy that curiosity, the desire to learn, and to really broaden your mindset. That placement up there, this whole month and moving into July, you as a Libra, you're really going to be very invested in finding out more, and this sense of curiosity and I want to learn is going to be with you for the first 7 months of this year. Then on the 9th, we have the moon going into Cancer, and it stays there also on the 10th of February, moving into week 2. And the moon rules Cancer, so it's very happy in that placement. And it joins Hades and Mars, which are also sitting in that 10th house of career in Cancer. So if there are things that you haven't been willing to look at when it comes to your work, or if there are things that you've procrastinated on or that you've kind of refused to deal with, you'll be able to tackle the most unpleasant kind of tasks on the 9th and 10th of Cancer. So, anything that involves or anything that's part of your work, that's your least favorite part of your work. Do those things during the 9th and 10th. You'll be able to get them done more quickly. And also, it's not going to be as arduous as it usually would feel. So in the first 9 days of February, the moon starts in your 6th house of health and daily routine, and it ends up in your 10th house of career. So that's the 6th house, the 10th house, and quadrant 3, which is houses 7, 8, and 9. So the first 9 days are really about starting with your own routine and adapting that so that you can put yourself out there in the public to deal with organizations, to make new connections, to study, and then to focus on your career, your work, and to do the things that are your least favorite part of the job. Week 2, Monday to Sunday, the 10th to the 16th of February. So on the 10th, we still have the moon in Cancer. Then on the 11th and 12th, the moon goes into Leo in your 11th house of hopes and dreams. And it's opposed by the sun in Aquarius on the other side of your chart. That's interesting because the moon in Leo is very confident. It's very carefree. It's like the inner child having a good time. And it means that, expect on those 2 days for one of your lifelong hopes and dreams to be realized, or for you to discover how you can make one of your hopes and dreams a reality. That particularly is the case on the 12th of February when we have a full moon in Leo. So that's when the moon is completely lit up, lets go of all of its energy. It showers you with Leo energy. So you're likely to have a really, really good time during this full moon. I'll make separate videos on the full moon and the new moon. But in your case, again, expect those days to be a bit of a party and for you to receive some sort of universal present, as in my hopes, my dreams, they have come true, they have become a reality. So expect the universe to surprise you in some sort of positive way on those 2 days. The moon moves on into Virgo on the 13th, 14th, and 15th, and it goes into your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. And that's interesting because in the traditional astrology chart, the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, which is a water sign that's all about connection. Virgo is an earth sign that's about focusing on the details and creating meaning through study and through learning. So when Virgo is in your 12th house over this 3-day period, expect to get spiritual knowledge that you can really integrate and that you can use to make sense of things. Either as in, this is how I'm now going to accomplish my goals, or I'm getting particular messages that give me information that has been missing in the past, that again now empowers me, that allows me to accomplish something. Think of it as a receptacle. Earth is this element that's very much about the physical reality that we all live in. And with that moon in Virgo in this 12th house of the ethereal, of the unmanifest, you're able to take that kind of knowledge. It's almost like you can visit the Akashic records yourself, take notes, and bring that information into your real practical life so that you can use it to elevate yourself forwards in the direction that you want to go into. So Libra, for you so far, this looks like an incredibly empowering month. On the 14th, Mercury, the communication planet and the ruler of Virgo, that ingresses into Pisces, and it goes into your 6th house of, again, daily routine and the kind of structures of your life. And it joins Saturn and Neptune and the North Node, and they're also in Pisces in that 6th house. So when it comes to your daily routine, how you treat your own body, what you expect of yourself, there's this kind of loving, nurturing understanding that you receive with Mercury moving in there. That says if you want to be consistent and if you want to maintain your health, these are the things that work and that are positive for you. And this is where you may have possibly bitten off more than you can chew. And maybe it's a good idea to let go of that and to kind of unburden yourself a little bit. On the 14th as well, we have Valentine's Day. And in your case, you have Pluto, the planet of transformation and change. That's at 2 degrees in Aquarius in your 5th house of what you love. So Valentine's Day for you, you're going to be interested in making new connections. Venus, your ruler, is still in Aries in your 7th house. So anything new is going to be of interest to you, whether it's new people, new businesses, new experiences. Really devote yourself to that and open your life up to new influences. Again, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Then on the 16th, the moon moves into your sign of Libra, and it stays there going into week 3 as well on the 17th. So the moon going into your sign is going to give you a sense of well-being. Black Moon Lilith is also in that 1st house of self in Libra. So these 2 days are an opportunity for you to transcend your current self and to do something that you had assumed was impossible for you. So whether you've always shied away from being on camera, or you've said, I'm not some great mathematician, I won't be able to study this, you're able to accomplish something that you'd kind of written off in the past already. So if you revisit the most difficult aspects of your life, or the areas of your life where you've kind of given up on yourself, you'll be you'll get the opposite outcome. You actually accomplish what you set out to do during that time. On the 16th of February, Venus, your ruler, is going to be at its brightest. So if you get the chance to look up at the night sky on the 16th, you'll get this sense of support and warmth that it's okay and that it's safe for you to make new connections. So in week 2, the houses that the moon covers, it starts in your 10th house of career on the 10th, and it ends up in your first house of self. So that's quadrant 4 and house 1. So in that second week, expect to transcend your current self in some way and to accomplish something that had seemed impossible in the past. Week 3, Monday to Sunday, the 17th to 23rd of February, the moon is still in Libra on the 17th. Then on the 18th, 19th, and 20th, it goes into Scorpio in your second house of money. And these 3 days are really good for you to take charge of your finances, of your savings, your investments, and your income. So if there are any discussions around those things in your life, or there are opportunities to, again, move your money around, or to purchase something big, or to apply for funding or investment, these 3 days are the best to do that. On the 18th as well, the sun enters Pisces and it goes into your 6th house. And that's the strongest house in your chart all month. And it's very much about Libra, take care of yourself so that you can make these new connections. It might take a lot of energy, but only do things which are positive and healthy and which support you in the long term, and let go of any bad habits. So if you're someone who's wanted to stop smoking, or there's certain behavior problems or behaviors that cause you issues in your life, like for instance, if you have a very short fuse and if something doesn't go your way, you blow up, and those blow ups cause more problems for you, then this is the month where you can look at that kind of stuff and let go of it once and for all, and to say, do you know what, this causes me more of a problem than it pays off in any kind of good way. So I'm not going to operate on that level anymore. I'm going to be done with it. On the 21st and 22nd, the moon moves into Sagittarius, and that's in your 3rd house of communication. So that's again a good day to travel and to explore, but it's also a 2-day period where it's going to be easy for you to be in the spotlight or to present yourself, to be center stage and to articulate what it is you want to share. It's also good for any Libras who work creatively to produce excellent work. On the 23rd, the moon goes into Capricorn and it extends into week 4. It stays in Capricorn on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, and it goes into your 4th house of family and your roots. And that means that you may have to do some work, or you may feel a sense of obligation and duty that I have to do things for family members or people who are closest to me. If there is the opportunity to help out, like let's say a relative needs their, I don't know, bedroom painting or something practical like that. If you jump in and you offer your help, you'll find that it's quite an enjoyable process, that the work is completed easily, and that you can create stronger ties with people close to you because you're being of service to them in that kind of a way. Anything practical that needs doing, if you have the time, if you have the kind of energy and the patience to help out a little bit, it will really serve you and the other person receiving your help. The good news on the 23rd is that Mars, the planet of masculinity and drive, that goes direct for the rest of the year. It was in retrograde for a long time, almost 3 months, from the 6th of December 2024 until the 23rd of February this year. And it goes direct in your 10th house of career and work. It's in Cancer, a sign that it doesn't really love being in, because Mars rules Aries, which is about, I'm going to use my energy to bulldoze my way forward. In Cancer, it's forced to use its energy to nurture and to act almost like a parent. So for you, this is a good thing because you're able to nurture your own career, to get an objective sense of where you're at, where you want to go in future when it comes to your working life, and to kind of make plans for your career. So I work as I don't know, like a logistics manager at the moment, but ultimately the end goal is to be the head of a company. And how am I going to go from point A to point B? What needs to happen in the next few months or even next few years in order for me to accomplish that? So Mars going direct is really going to help you make those kind of plans that will pay off. So in week 3, the moon starts out in your first house of self, and it ends up in your 4th house of family. So that's quadrant 1, houses 1, 2, and 3, and then house 4. This 3rd week is really a good opportunity to analyze your own perspective on things, to make changes to the self, to your securities, and then to lend yourself to helping people you're closest to. And if anyone asks you to do a favor at the end of the week, say yes. It will really pay off for everyone involved. Week 4, Monday to Friday, the 24th to 28th of February. The moon's still in Capricorn on the 24th and 25th. Then it goes into Aquarius on the 26th of February. So that's a great day for you to do any education or teaching work, if that's something that you're thinking of. But it's also a great day for you to discover what it is you love to do in your working life. And it's also a great opportunity to discover what you love and who you love. So if you're in a relationship and you haven't been quite clear, the penny may drop on the 26th of February. Or it may be the opposite way, that you realize that, hey, actually, we may get on quite well, but there's no chemistry here, and I'm going to end this because I don't see it going anywhere. Trust your gut on that. On the 27th and 28th, the moon then goes into Pisces, and it joins all that other energy in Pisces you've got in your 6. So the transiting midheaven, Saturn, Mercury, the North Node, and Neptune. And on the 27th of February as well, we have a new moon in Pisces. So the new moon is when the moon is pitch black. It pulls a ton of Pisces energy in to start its new 28-day cycle. And for you, again, it's the opportunity to design a daily routine that really supports your physical body and that allows you to get things done in a way that is maintainable, where you're not doing too much and where you may have burnt yourself out in the past. You're able to now operate in a way which is, consistent and which respects your own process. Now, I know I'm going into March here, but on the 1st of March, Venus, your ruler, it goes retrograde until the 12th of April. And that's not a good time to start new businesses or new relationships. So do as much as you can in those 2 areas here in February, because March and April aren't going to be as good for that. So in this final week of February, the moon starts in your 4th house of family and it ends up in your 6th house. And that's quadrant 2, houses 4, 5, 6. So it's discovering who and what you love. It's being of service to people who are close to you, and also helping yourself out by creating a daily routine which respects your own body, your own energy levels, your own process. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via the website, gregoryscott.com. To draw up your natal chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, that's not the end of the world. I can use sunrise. But there's also a process called chart rectification, where you send me 10 or more significant life events, and I can work out your time of birth. And once I have your chart in front of me, it shows me everything about you. It shows me your vocational aptitudes, what's destined in romantic relationships and finances and travel and spiritual development. To look at what's coming up in future, I look at your progress chart, your transits, and if it's around your birthday, I also draw up a solar return chart, which shows me what's coming up from your birthday this year until your birthday next year. And if there's anything around location or moving, I look at the astrocartography, which shows me which areas of the world are going to work for you in a positive way and which areas aren't going to work for you in a positive way. So if you're interested in any of those things, please do get in touch for a personal reading via the website gregoryscott.com. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please, so these videos show up in searches. Subscribe for more videos and share this video with anyone who you may think will be interested in this information. That's what helps the channel grow. I hope you have a fabulous month, and I will speak to you soon. All the best.